I got it right this morning. I don't care what Randy Rhodes might say to you, but that's a joke because I was hitting it wrong for a while. For a few days, we actually kept track of how often I hit it right. But you know, who knows if I will do that again? Anyway, we're live on the Dave Globin profile on Facebook, and we're live on Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel over there on YouTube. Fancy how that works. William Lockett, I assume, will be along and join us. Randy Rhodes, as I said, is with us now. And right now, I don't like AI technology. I spent about an hour and a half on AI this morning, and then I logged out when I was done. And I thought it would save the page that I put all these notes on, but it didn't. So I probably had to tell it to do that. So I didn't have time to go make the notes again. So we're going to do anything and everything on this podcast because Randy Rhodes has notes on.
No, I'm just saying, I'm old fashioned. I still have tablets and pens and pencils.
I was in bed. So tablets and paper and pencil didn't make sense at the time that I did it. I thought I would just be able to leave and go back and hit the page that we made the notes on, and there they would be, but they weren't there. Anyway, Red Friday is very old. It goes back to Mansfield University, I think in the 1970s or 80s. That's when it matured to what it is today. But it originated as muster day among several different branches of the military then, that eventually all became united as the military that we have today. That is from the top down or the top up, however you look at it. The Marines, followed by the Army, followed by the Navy, followed by the Air Force, followed by the Coast Guard. Yes, the Coast Guard is part of it. I do know for a long time the Coast Guard, by people in the military, wasn't considered part of the military. But you know what? Either they earned it the way I see it, or they always were the way I see it. So, it's one of those you're not right, but you're not wrong answers, which I am told a lot. So, Randy Rhodes, I know, knows some history of it. And I'm going to shut up and let him talk.
Well, before I get started, I just want to do Randy's TV movie recommendation. If you guys like war movies, the movie Greyhound. It's a World War II Navy Battle of Atlantic movie. Has Tom Hanks. So when my wife said, just watch this movie, and she said Tom Hanks is in it, no, I can't. I don't like Tom Hanks' politics. Can't watch it. No, I'm sorry. She said, Randy, you sit down, watch it next to me. So okay, I'll sit down, I'll watch it with you. And I want to tell you what, it's a convoy of like 60 ships of troop carriers, munitions, oil, that kind of stuff that is needed to fight a war successfully. Like 40 of the ships. These ships aren't armed at all. They have no guns on them, so they're protected by, I think, like 5 destroyers. Okay, and some are British, Canadian, and American. And these 5 destroyers had responsibility getting these 40 plus supply ships from the United States to England, and not lose, don't lose any if you can. And they got about 3/4 of the way through, and their air cover, at that time they had planes who could fly a certain distance. And it got to that point where the pilot said, sorry, we're low on fuel. We have to turn the base. Good luck. You're on your own. And soon after that the German submarines started kicking in, and there's like 10 of them. Okay. And we're talking, the Atlantic. We're talking freezing temperatures, ice on the outside of the ships. I mean, uh, but I won't go into much detail. 'Cause I want you guys to watch it. When I first started seeing it and saw uh, how it was going against these guys, I said, I hate a movie where the good guys don't win. So I admitted to my wife, I Googled it to see what the content was, and I liked the way it ended. So I kept watching it, and I think you guys, it's a movie I recommend. Politics aside, Tom Hanks did a hell of a job portraying the captain of this destroyer called the Greyhound, and he walked away with 5 kills. So awesome movie. Anyways, speaking of that, last night at midnight, I believe it was, our dearly beloved President Donald J. Trump finally responded to the Christians' cry for help in Nigeria because they're being butchered, they're being eliminated because of the politics of the religion of that country. And last night, he ordered the Navy to launch missiles, strategically launch missiles to hit certain targets. Uh, I don't know what the damage was. I don't know who got killed, but it certainly was a message. And to the people, the naysayers, you can't say he didn't give these people enough time to change their ways of not killing Christians. He gave them, I think it was a couple of months warning. We're going to do it. We're going to take out this target, this target. Stop killing the Christians. We're going to do it. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. So finally did it. And
you can't keep giving more time because I'm sure he is smart enough to know that the enemy is just going to keep buffing you into more time. You really, in this case, need to go and end it. And it's not just Christians; it's everybody. It's Jews, it's Episcopalians, it's everybody. If you're not, then they believe they have a right to dead you. And do they have that right? Maybe, but not here in the United States.
no.
Looking at the United States for just a moment, no, they don't have a right to do what they did because they came here, but they came here to take this place over. That's not the American dream.
And I hate to say it since we're on this particular topic right now, because you have a couple of videos I want to share. The United States does not want to not have people come here. We do want people to come here, but we want you to come here understanding that we have a certain culture, we have a certain political and religious beliefs that the country is built on.
Right.
You can come here, but leave all your baggage behind and start life afresh and accept our ways of life. Now you have a particular brand of people coming to our country. You can't walk your dogs in there because dogs are a tragedy to these people. You can't have certain restaurants that produce certain food because it's against their religion. You can't stand on the street corner like back in the old days where you had your sidewalk preachers. You can't do that because it's offensive to the religion. You can't dress a certain way. And I'm sorry, you came here.
Everything that's right. I'm sorry I cut you off. If everything about us offends you, why would you come here?
Well, they came here to invade us. I strongly believe that back in the day when there were the Crusades, and the Crusades killed a lot of people, a lot of Muslims, saying, "Look, you're going to convert to Christianity, or you're going to die."
Right.
And now that's what they're doing against us.
Then why didn't they go to Italy? Why didn't they go to Rome and declare war on the Vatican? The head of the Catholic Church.
Well, I believe to answer that question, I believe it's because our particular country, with the way our government is set up, is that we have a bunch of willy-nilly politicians who are looking to do whatever they can to bring them in here, hoping and praying that they're going to vote Democrat and get the Republicans out. And Republicans are too willy-nilly, too weak-kneed to stand up to the other side saying, no, we don't want them here. We don't want their type of religion here. And
didn't they go against what the Democrats thought and voted for Trump in 2016?
What do you mean? I'm not following you.
The M's that came here. I mean, the rumor that I heard is that the most of them actually didn't vote Democrat. They voted
right.
They voted Republican, and because they maybe it was because they thought it would be easier to facilitate their change. But I was always led to believe that they voted for Donald Trump because they wanted the policies of Donald Trump.
But you have to remember too, during Trump's reign, the first time they were coming in legally and they were being vetted. When Biden was in, you had, I think it was like 25 million was the final number that we know of that came in unvetted. So you have all those coming in here whose beliefs are not checked. And so that's what we're dealing with now, are those millions of people.
Back and be the worst catastrophe in the history of this country, because 25 million of them, if that's what the number is, came in here, and we don't know who else they brought in here because nobody got vetted. Should we just throw our hands up in the air and walk away from this?
Well, no, I mean,
go someplace else and try
to. Where else are we going to go? Every Western Christian nation right now is dealing with the influx of Muslims, and then all those countries are having the exact same problem that we are, and they're looking to us for help. They're looking to Trump for help.
They are,
and I mean, our leadership is attacking the English leadership, saying, you are preventing your people from freedom of speech, from freedom of religion. And if you want to continue being part of us, you have to turn around and give your people the freedom that they fought for and deserve. And that's why I don't understand today why the king gave up his powers to the parliament, because now the parliament actually runs the country, and he's just a figurehead living in a whole bunch of castles that came down to him through through inheritance and so forth. And sure, he's living a great life, but his country's going to hell. So I got some videos I want to share. Dave asked me to pick up some Christmas stuff. I was trying to find one Christmas video of each particular military branch. I got a couple. I couldn't find. I couldn't find. Well, I found substitute videos for the ones I couldn't. So this one here is the first one is the Navy.
Okay. There it is. Wait. Come on. There it is.
And for whatever music plays, we don't own the rights to it. This is for educational purposes only. We don't make a dime off these videos.
We don't make a dime.
Not even a penny.
We don't even think of it.
5,000 sailors, middle of the ocean, thousands of miles from home. Christmas morning arrives, but there's no turning back. The mission continues. Flight operations don't stop. The ship doesn't sleep. Yet somehow, on the most powerful warships ever built, Christmas still happens. But how do you celebrate the most cherished holiday of the year when you're on a floating city made of steel, surrounded by fighter jets and weapons, with no family in sight? The answer might surprise you. What happens aboard these massive carriers during Christmas is unlike anything you've ever seen. Most people think Christmas on a warship is cold, lonely, and miserable. They're wrong. The truth is far more incredible. These crews have turned Christmas at sea into something truly special. From elaborate traditions that date back over a century to modern surprises that would make Santa himself jealous, aircraft carrier Christmas celebrations are legendary And today, you're about to discover exactly how they pull it off. Aircraft carriers are the backbone of American naval power. These ships carry up to 6,000 sailors and Marines. They're home to some of the most advanced fighter jets on the planet. And they operate around the...
Let's get past all this good stuff.
A reminder that even though they're thousands of miles away, someone cares.
That's a lot
Master
of
Chief
food.
Culinary Specialist Stephen Boose said it best. He explained that the goal is putting smiles on people's faces, making deployment just a little bit easier. And on Christmas Day, that goal becomes reality. Decorating a warship. Now here's where things get interesting. You can't just walk into a store and buy Christmas decorations on an aircraft carrier. You're in the middle of the ocean. There's no Target, no Walmart, no Amazon Prime delivery. So how do these crews decorate a massive steel warship for Christmas? They get creative. Really creative. Sailors bring decorations with them when they deploy. They save them, they share them, and they make the ship feel like home. Common areas get transformed. The mess halls are decked out with wreaths and lights. Compartments where sailors sleep get decorated with tinsel and ornaments. Christmas trees appear throughout the ship. Not small ones either, full-sized trees in key locations. But the real magic happens with the signal flags. Sailors take the colorful flags used for communication and string them up like Christmas lights. They drape bunting across railings. They hang evergreen branches from the tops of masts. When the ship is in port, they light up everything. Running lights, searchlights. Every light on the entire carrier gets turned on. The result is stunning. And it's not just about pretty decorations. It's about creating an atmosphere, a feeling, a reminder that Christmas exists, even on a warship. Do you think our sailors deserve the best Christmas possible? Let us know in the comments.
Well, that's obviously a
Yes,
yes. So
they
let me get rid of that. Pull
Okay.
the next one.
Okay.
This one here should be, yeah, this is Army.
Okay.
Ba 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 boo. Okay, make it big.
This is my third Christmas away from home in 4 years. Yes.
How does it feel?
It's not a good feeling, but we have to do what we have to do. That's why we sign up. We defend our country so that other people can enjoy their lives.
Do you have one?
You know, when you think about it, back when we were fighting to build ourselves a nation, George Washington, General Washington, he actually attacked the German camp on, I think it was Christmas Day, wasn't it? Because they were all drunk and sleeping and so forth, and he caught them all by surprise.
Yeah.
I want to just cut these things short, but I do want to share something else of a personal thing. My dad was in the Air Force, and he was did 2 tours in Vietnam, and again, you know, it was Christmas time and so forth. So what he did, and I'll give you the pictures here in a second.
Okay.
He actually made the newspapers, and they called him the. Here we go. They called him the Dutch Santa Claus. Let me get this over here. Boom. There we go.
Third.
So that's my father. And what he did was he reached out back home to the families and friends and so forth. Said, "Hey, Christmas is coming. Can you guys help us make for a good Christmas here?" So people sent all kinds of food items and things like that, like the coffee, so forth, which they always would drink. Uh, and he got this somehow. He got this tree, decorated it. So he has that, and I think I have one more.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoops. Not that. That's my dad's table in Vietnam where he has just pictures of his wife, and that's my brother. He was the firstborn there. Um, I just want to share one more. I'll find it here real fast. I know you'll be seeing all these here.
Okay.
Where is that? Here we go. Okay, so I guess armful of gifts to go for house radio contest. Couple goes to New York for finale. Yeah, so as Americans, we have our traditions.
Mhm.
And for the people coming to our country, they have to understand, we're a Christian nation and we're going to celebrate, as well as, between the Christians and the Jews, that's what our nation is built on. And there's a couple other, religions in there. But for you to come here and tell us that we can't live the life the way we live because this is our country, it's ridiculous. You don't have that right.
Right.
And they don't seem to understand that. But unfortunately, what they've done is they found what states and what cities they can move into and take up residence and have kid after kid after kid after kid and have multiple wives. They're out multiplying the traditional Christian family of two, one in some cases, and they're having 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 kids because they have multiple wives. And they get themselves involved in the local politics, and then they build their way up. Next thing you know, they are, declaring Sharia law in some places for the people to live by, and they're keeping us out of our own cities and towns. And unfortunately, Trump is trying his best to fight that off, but he keeps it like this morning. A couple of judges ruled against him in certain things. So now he has to fight it, take it to the Supreme Court. In most cases, he wins, but it still slows down, delays the process.
It delays the process. I mean, there's nothing against you buying. Hold on. Hello.
Did you order pizza?
Hold on. Yeah, I don't know where she is in the house. Sorry for that.
Sorry, guys.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, find that cat.
No, yeah. The normal thing about Agnes is that when you leave her alone, she will run off. But she'll run off somewhere that she's safe or somewhere that she can get to either of us if she needs help, and that's most likely what she did. The thug.
Day after Christmas at Aldi's.
Okay.
In my defense.
Oh God.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh, the day after Christmas. The day after Christmas sales. You gotta
My
love
wife hit the day after Christmas sale and Aldi's and bought branded candy, which you never find at Aldi's, and
They were 99
an unbranded Panettone, which is Panettone is something I like anyway. It's like the fruitcake that is still made fresh every Christmas.
Oh my God. I haven't had fruitcake in years. I love
Well, I mean,
fruitcake.
it's shaped more like a cupcake.
Right. No, I understand.
In
But
the
still.
various sizes that it's made in. And the large one just looks like a big cupcake. And unlike the joke that I always throw that fruitcake on the Christian side of the world, between my friends and their families, became nothing more than sending it to a relative who sends it on to another relative, sends it on to another relative who's not going to eat it and is going to send it on. So
I think fruitcake is a food item that is only for certain people who were raised that way. Like here in Lancaster County, which is Dutch, primarily Dutch, fruitcake is it. I mean, you got to have fruitcake for Christmas. Oh, wow. Love the candy.
Yeah.
You're going to
sugar rush bag at Aldi's today. So go to your nearby Aldi's and see if you can.
Speaking of which,
partake.
I got 12 bags.
My wife said Donna said she got 12 bags.
Wow.
We'll be eating candy forever.
These, Dave, look.
What is it?
Little wafers.
Oh, those are the wafers. Those are the white chocolate covered pretzels. That's the panettone.
It's orange peel with raisins.
Which is orange peel with raisins, which is very good. And yeah, she did very well. Well, she rescued or tried to rescue something from the post office, which
I did get it.
She did get it. Like we were told we were unable to rescue something that was sent to us, but I think we just got the wrong elf office, and we have to go in undercover and ask.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, my son. I showed it to you that AR game. What's it called? That the game where you wear the glasses and you're part of the game. My daughter was playing it last night, and she chose the creatures that eat people. Oh my God, my brain's fried.
Okay.
The Walking Dead. Okay.
Okay.
And she's fighting it, right? And she dropped her gun. She reached down to get the gun, and when she looked up, it was right in her face. And my daughter screamed out loud, and she tore the glass off. She said, "Nope, nope, 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 not playing that. Nope, that is too real. Nope." And you could hear through the speakers, you could hear this creature eating what was supposed to be her, grinding through the bones of her body. Like, no, that's too real. That's
video games have become, in some cases, a little bit too real. But I say that across the entire spectrum because yesterday, our grandson was playing a driving game where he literally, because it's just the way the game presented itself to him, totaled a Bugatti. And I can't imagine spending $125,000 or more for a car that you're going to just total.
Yeah.
But
so let's see.
We play a game called Photobomb, where you when it's your turn, you pick a card, and then you write a clue about the card so that the rest of the people can pick which card is most likely yours. I mean, they all put in the card that they want to put in, and you put in your card, and they still want to. The points are given out by who matches which card and which player it really was. Of course, I got confused to death halfway through and started just putting through the cards I wanted to put through on everything. And I guess I confused the people who played. Let's see, Donna played, our grandson played, our daughter-in-law played, and our son played, and I played. And I put down a card of a bunch of people standing by or standing near a laptop, and of course the the hint that I gave was internet. Why? Because they were probably playing on Facebook. But, or they all worked at Facebook. I don't know.
So here's one for the class. Putin's ex-defense chief died day after Christmas after being fired. I don't think he died. I think he had help dying.
Okay,
But
well, we can't say that he got Clintoned because
no.
if one of them was there in Russia, she probably didn't leave Russia. Although I don't know if that's would necessarily be true. If you were his enemy and you went into his country and took care of his enemy for him, you're probably not his enemy anymore.
So we have drug boats off of the coast of California. Right now, California's
We have
getting hit
drug
with a bunch
boats.
of rain.
We have drug boats everywhere.
You hear about all the rain coming down in California is causing the mass flooding and mudslides and stuff like that.
That's
and,
what he needs to take care of. I mean, Gavin Newsom, wants to be your next president. And I finally put the comment on a post yesterday. Look, he's destroyed that state. Do you want him to come and destroy the rest of your country? Because that's what, I could be wrong, but that's what I think the majority thinks he can do. And Nancy Pelosi is no saint. I understand she's retiring at the end of this term, but what nobody's telling us is her retiring the penalty for what she did. And like you often say, we're not going to see the perp walk and the arrest and the trial because they probably already figured it out and then agreed that if she leaves, she wins. Or, she wins, we lose because we don't get the perp walk. Well, I don't care about the perp walk, but we don't get the trial that we need, and the quote-unquote shift does not hit the fan.
I know. I need to see that perp walk, but I need to see the acts of them getting arrested. Them telling me that so-and-so was arrested without seeing the person being handcuffed and walked out the door and being placed into the police car or the FBI car, whatever car that's picking them up. I won't believe it. I saw this really sad video of Dan Bongino, and the reporter was asking all these questions about.
He should never have taken the job he took. That's all I'm going to say.
He went there with idyllic visions, thinking that he was going to help put with Trump in the office, and he was going to be there. He's going to help make things right, and no.
I think he would have made things right by doing exactly what he did before, enlightening people that needed to be enlightened on what may have been going on and how it was going on. And I just think he would have done more had he continued doing his show. But that's just me. I think everybody that does a show should continue doing a show. I don't think they should go on. I just heard dinner is served. But,
okay, I'll let you go.
But
No.
No.
Pork roast in the crock pot.
My Donna just put a pork roast in the crock pot.
Ooh.
And
so him.
I was just
Wait. Pork roast.
Pork roast.
That's pig.
The Jewish
That's
boy
pig.
eats a lot of pig.
That's pig.
But I thought Jews don't eat pigs.
I don't believe there is a Jew in the United States that can make me think they have never broken kosher rules. Okay? Because my mother was raised Orthodox, as I had said before. My mother and my aunt, my grandparents were raised as Orthodox Jews, although they had a Catholic housekeeper, nanny, who took care of them, and they were exposed to that as well because the nanny was, and my grandparents were classic, for lack of a better, classic Jews that like to work. and I just don't believe that there is no one, even the other side. You can even say it on the other side, because they come to America and I'm sure they are corrupted and they eat bacon. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't.
In my family, we're, again, we're not German as a true sense that we just came from Germany to here, but our ancestors are German, and we live in a county where it's primarily German and Dutch influence, and we would always have turkey for Christmas, ham for I'm sorry, turkey for Thanksgiving, ham for Christmas, and roast pork for New Year's with pork and sauerkraut, because it's supposed to help you have a good year. And that's tradition. Until my son got married and got into a family that don't believe those traditions, and that go out the window. So if we want them for dinner, we have to have what they want. Now yesterday we lucked out. My son and his wife decided to come a day early for Christmas, which meant we had this huge ham to make for ourselves. My wife made it yesterday. I want to tell you what, we have ham that we're going to have to freeze, because it was a huge ham. And I'm going to be seeing ham sandwiches, ham and eggs, ham and bacon, ham and it's just
cheese.
Yeah.
Yep. We are too, because Donna showed me a beautiful ham butt that she bought. Spiral ham, and we both like spiral ham. So
yeah, that's what we got.
So I'm sure we will happily chow on it forever. But yes, it becomes ham everything, including things that you wouldn't even normally associate with ham. I'm sure we'll be drinking ham too.
The sad thing,
we don't have a blender, so we might not be drinking.
Yeah, the sad thing is that the one we have has a bone in it, and traditionally my dad would always give the bone to our pet dog, Flash. But nowadays, if you Google is bones safe for dogs to eat, the new answer now is no, it's not, because the bone will splinter and cause problems. So poor Finn, he's out there smelling the ham being cooked all day long, expecting to get something. And unfortunately, he has a very sensitive tum-tum, and we don't give him table scraps because it just upsets the stomach really bad.
Well,
so
it's the same way with Agnes, but Agnes has turned out to be food-driven on anything. I mean, you want her to do something, she wants food.
Which means she probably had a hard time finding food out in the wild.
I'm sure she did. And if the neurological problems that we see were in birth in line out in the wild, then it's sad. I mean, you want to laugh when you see a cat walking sideways, but at the same time, you really want to.
She has the wobbles.
You want to try to figure out. Sometimes you want to see why she's walking sideways and try to help her. Yeah. And what Agnes hasn't taught me is when it's okay to help her and when it's not.
See, our Sonata, I love her to death. She is my cat, and she was a rescue. Soon after we got her, the cats in the sanctuary came down sick. One of the cats came in with something that didn't get caught in time, and the vets came in, took care of the cats, treated them. Thankfully, none of them died. Because it was one of those viruses where it would kill a cat. But what happened was that Sonata had this really high temperature, And they did everything possible to reduce it by cold room, ice packs, cold water, the whole 9 yards, to reduce the fever, but it left her with a slight tilt of her head because a neurological thing. So I mean, she's fine otherwise. And if you don't look at her straight on, you would never notice her head's a little bit slanted. But what she doesn't like is being picked up, because if you pick up the love and cuddle her, because of what's going on inside her head, she becomes off balance and she gets scared. So we've learned that if you want to give her the love, you got to get down on the floor and do it that way. But
I think it's the same thing with Agnes. It's not that she doesn't want me to pick her up and do whatever has to be done. I think she hasn't yet communicated to me when that is okay and when you just back off and leave her to be as a cat. I mean, she's in this metal tin can and she's safe. She's not going to be, there's nowhere she can go. She did freak me out for a second that I looked out the window today and I saw a black cat that looked just like her, but it had a tail. So I know she didn't get out. She didn't get out. And I even said to Donna, there's a black cat outside that looks just like her, but it has a tail. And
now you rent there, so was the landlord knows you have the cats? Because some landlords make you declaw the cats. So there was any rules like that?
No, we didn't face any of that because we provided. Usually, they do that because they don't want to be responsible for cats climbing up curtains and damaging them. So they don't. So a lot of the landlords won't pay for window treatments, even if they're on a regular service, to do it because you have a cat and they ask for one to be declined. The only thing she said to me was, she's more than welcome. She is okay, but
Don't get more.
Yeah, don't get more. A prior tenant somewhere in the complex got more, and it has led to what no one wants.
That's like us here.
There's a cat community of 8 or 10 of them that don't look like they're feral, but they are. That's the thing. You can't approach them. They look like they want you to approach them, but you can't. You just have to. The
sad thing is that people buy these pets, right, as puppies or as kittens, and that's so cute. And then they grow up and they're no longer this little cute little kitten, cute little puppy. And instead of trying to rehome them, the assholes will take them out somewhere, dump them, and then take off and leave them behind.
I don't think that Agnes was 100% outdoor feral. I think that because she has manners, she
was someone's pet, and they got tired of her. Well, and that's a sad thing.
I could be wrong, and Donna could be right, but I mean, I know that she was outdoor because she was spayed, and they clipped her ear so that they knew that they spayed her, and they chipped her so that they could find her if they needed to. When it comes to eating, she will eat what she wants, I'm sure, to make sure that no other cat gets it, but we don't have another cat.
Yeah, she's only taken a couple of years to finally relax to where she doesn't have to gobble the food down, and because of having to be afraid that the food won't be there the next time she goes there.
It's the special times that we give her.
She always has
wet cat food. She normally has diarrhea when we give it to her. And, but we were told that the reason she uses the tub, like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, is that high walls. and
Yeah.
she's private, and it's not it's not as bad.
We have a cat, Cora. Okay, Cora. Of the 7 cats, our cats use the litter box. Cora, she will pee, thankfully, in the litter box.
Yeah,
But when
well,
she
she
goes,
will too.
but when she poops on the outside of the litter box because unfortunately, I have 2 other cats that are mine. Okay, Kindle and Sonata, and when they see her in that defenseless position, they're just waiting to pounce on her.
Yeah.
And traditionally, a cat will poop and take the time to bury and so forth. But because she knows they're waiting to pounce on her, she poops real quick outside of the litter box, and she takes off, and they take off after her. And I feel for her. Thankfully, what she does doesn't stain the carpet, nothing like that. It's easy to clean up. But I feel bad for her because she can't take the time to enjoy poop.
When we first adopted her, everything was in the box. I mean, peeing is not a problem. She goes straight to the box. But it became a problem, and she has one spot that is not the box. And unfortunately, it's the bathtub, and I have a wife who likes to take baths. So
make sure you check the tub before you step in.
Well, it can become a problem if you don't look before you step in, or I don't know, so that it's not removed.
Yeah.
The hazmat team goes in and removes it.
Oh my God!
And Lysol wipes the tub.
Yeah.
So that so that my wife doesn't have to deal with it. And that things I don't have to do last about a day before I realize I don't have to do it. Someone else should have to do it.
Let me ask you this: what would happen?
You should look to make sure. But I'm married, and I realize that it's a partnership of sorts. I'm still trying to figure out what partnership I provide other than entertainment. But
what and no, I'm saying what would happen if you kept the bathroom doors shut to prevent her from going into the tub?
We'd have to move the cat box somewhere, and we.
Oh, so the cat box is in the bathroom.
The cat box is and the bathroom is central in the sense that when we brought her to the house, it was walk around and find that one spot where you want to be.
You'd be surprised.
Knowing that we could put the litter box there. In Agnes's case, she went right to the bathroom and made it clear that the 2 cabinets, the 2 lower cabinets in the bathroom were going to be hers. That's because when they built the inside of the tin can, they left openings that allow her to go between the 2 cabinets. Today, she does not look like she can jump. That's why the thud that I heard behind the cabinet scared me, because I don't know what caused it, and
it's possible.
I don't know where she is.
I mean, it's possible she may have arthritis. And
no. She has something neurological, and where most people might open the door and say that's it. No, we can't do that. We knew when we adopted her that she was a member of the family for a long haul.
So
we went to adopt a kitten. That was going to be what we were going to do. I guess I can say, fortunately, they ran out, but I turned around and I saw this scared black kitten that she just didn't know where she was.
Unfortunately, black cats are hard to adopt out because they have that stigma about black cats, But did your wife find your cat?
I don't know. She's not in the bathroom, so she's somewhere in the house here. And the bedroom door is open, so she could have gone into the bedroom and hid under the bed, which she did once. She's She's probably in the
Yeah.
cat.
You remember
She's got, it's a black cat, so when she closes her eyes, you can't see her unless you aim a flashlight where she might
you know,
be.
the thing with cats is the cats, if a cat can get its head into a hole, the rest of the body can follow
yeah.
suit. You
Yeah.
know, I told you before about the horrible scare that we had when our garage door, whoever designed the damn door was an asshole because they didn't frame it out properly. So where the lock is, there's like a quarter-inch gap that doesn't fit quite tight if you don't close it. So that's something I got to take care of this spring. But we took notice that the house was really cold, and I went to check, and here the damn side garage door is all the way open, and we have 7 cats. Luckily, there's 2 cats in the garage, so I quickly slammed the door shut. I went running through the house screaming, the door was open, the door is open, count the heads, count the heads, count the heads. And we counted 6 of the 7, and we couldn't find that 7th cat, which happens to be the black cat.
Yeah.
And we were afraid. So my daughter was crying. I went upstairs for the 3rd time to check again, and here he was asleep with his eyes closed, and I found him. So now we have heavy boxes in front of the door to prevent the wind from blowing the door open again until we can get that thing checked out.
We know that she is safe wherever she is. We just have to wait for
Or to come out.
her
Yeah.
to come out. And 9 out of 10 times, it turns out to be exactly where we know she would go, and she'll come out. I mean, she didn't leave. She didn't. The door wasn't open. Well, actually, the door was closed where she was in the bathroom when Donna left. So we know that she didn't leave. There's a gap. I don't think she can fit under that gap, but the same size gap is in another room, and I've watched her make herself fit in that door. So who knows? But like I said, she's probably doing what she needs to do.
She's sleeping, and she's just
sleeping and passing the for lack of putting a better neurological episode, and returning to being Agnes. And once she does that, she'll come out.
Yeah.
And because like I said at the beginning, the way I think, she ran off to be the Indian and leave us. And especially because I looked out the window and just happened to notice a black cat with a tail, and I'm thinking to myself,
oh my God, she got out.
I'm thinking to myself, she just said goodbye, and she had a tail. But I don't, she's not going to say goodbye.
Cat.
I don't know if it's true cat love, but she does love us. She does.
Right.
She does things with both of us individually. She does things with us together.
Well, it's like us. It's like us with our 7 cats. The fact that door was open for hours, and any of our 7 cats could have gotten out, and they didn't. They decided they know where they have it. They have food. They have warmth. They have love, and they're not going anywhere.
I don't think she would leave, other than to go outside maybe and explore around and then come right back, or eventually come right back, because she is fed. She does have the box. She knows. She knows
Oh, she's under here.
there's love. She may be under. Okay.
Found her.
All right. She's underneath the cabinet that I didn't see her at because she.
I told you. I told you that's where she was.
Well, that.
I got her under the
Yeah.
stand.
I didn't see her under the TV stand because she wouldn't come out for me, and I moved stuff around inside the cabinet, and I didn't see
Good.
her. But
I'm glad you found her.
she most likely wants to just
She's fine.
be left alone to go through whatever happened and then recover from it and be fine. But like I started to say, I don't think that Agnes, if you open the door, I actually don't know if she would leave, but if she left, she'd come back. She's
But that's a test I would never ask anyone.
No. I wouldn't ask.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask either because we had we had 3 cats at one time. That 4 cats at one time, and that our sons had left with us because they moved, and that was just the right thing to do. And that's why Delilah, the Chihuahua, thought she was a cat most of the time because she was raised with cats.
She was raised with cats, yeah.
But you could open the door for Sophie and Lola, and they just wouldn't leave. You couldn't even talk them into leaving. They would just sit there and look at you and laugh. They just wouldn't leave. Mama went out, but Mama came back and found a safe place under the stairs to hide if we left, until she could come back inside. Tally, it might take a little bit longer, but she came back.
Yeah. Our cats, when they hear an outside door open up, they take off running. They want nothing to do with it being close to an open door. And that's the way you want them, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I get so pissed off when I actually deleted the app. It's called the Neighborhood app. And 80% of the comments were, my cat got out. I can't play my cat. My dog got loose. Well, you guys are idiots for opening up a door with the cat near it. You know, it's like, I don't know. I gotta get going.
I can figure is that someone in one of the homes here fed one, and before they knew it, they were feeding 20. And I mean, they all look like they're taken care of. It's just our neighbor does feed them, so they're well fed, and I don't know if they go to the vets if they need to, but they're, like I said, they look friendly, but because they've been outdoor for so long, I don't know if they are. Mama always looked like she wanted you to scratch her belly, but if I scratched her belly, she'd claw me to death. And that was probably part of the game.
Yeah.
And Mama also went through life chasing her tail because I don't think she ever realized her tail was part of her.
Right, we adopted.
And
she was a stray that we adopted.
Yeah, she was a stray that adopted the family before I came along. They adopted me later.
The best pets to have are the ones that are strays, and then adopt them that way because they need to be loved.
We did it with Scarlet. Scarlet was a dog. I forget what breed she was, Cockapoo or Shih Tzu. And she would go on my nightstand at night and crawl behind the window and sit there like she was waiting for someone or something. She wouldn't leave. I mean, you could probably open the door and she'd never leave because she was well taken care of. Donna didn't like her, but at all. But she took an instant to me, just like she had been there all along. And I think Delilah just put up with her because Delilah got treated like the queen that she was.
That's right. I gotta get going. My daughter's calling me.
Always a pleasure.
Yep.
Always a pleasure. Monday morning.
Yeah, Monday's fine. Yep.
Yeah, Monday morning and maybe Wednesday morning. But if Thursday is the New Year's Eve, we probably 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve. I don't know yet. We'll make a decision on where we have to be on New Year's.
Okay. Well, just I'm not going to do a New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Just that.
I may just come on and tell people that we're not on New Year's Eve.
There you go. Okay. Take care.
All right, Randy. Thanks for coming.
Yep. See ya.
All right. Randy Rhodes from All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy. He is the best. He lives, eats, breathes, sleeps genealogy. So if you have any interest, please take advantage of the free time that he gives you. It does change, so I don't know. It started out as an hour, then it became 30 minutes, then it became 15 minutes, then I don't know what it is right now. But if you have questions, you will become a customer. His rates are much lower than anyone else who does it, and his results are much better than anyone else. He will find people that you didn't even know that you were related to. Like I said, he wasn't looking for my lineage to King David. He found that I'm related to someone who is related to someone who is directly related to King David. So I don't know. I am directly related to King Saul. And that made me laugh because my grandfather's first name is Saul. And I could see my grandfather being a King Saul kind of king. Anyway, what else? So yeah, we don't know if we will be on Thursday next week. I don't know for sure. Probably not. Because it's New Year's Eve and you should get ready and be with your friends and your family, and we should too. Life is not always a broadcast about everything, or you can do a broadcast about everything, but not necessarily when everything takes place. Anyway, that's what you want to know. We are not moving to 7 p.m. Eastern, Tuesdays and Thursdays, as a permanent fixture. If we need to use Tuesdays or Thursday as a fixture, we will do so, and we will tell you. And it's probably something that we want to pass around the internet if we do it. And Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 to 8 is the best time on the internet to feed around the internet. It always has been. I don't know why. So that was probably why we were attracted to it. Maybe some more selected Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern with anybody who wants to be there. But right now we're going to stick with Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern as the primaries and go from there. So thank you for being here wherever you are. Thank you for watching on Facebook. Thank you for watching on YouTube. And that's all you can see it on right now because I haven't podcasted it and passed it along. But I will. So you will get a chance to see it on X. You will get a chance to see it on Streetlock. You might get a chance to see it on Rumble, but like I said, I forgot my Rumble password. I don't have it written down anywhere, and that's what's preventing us from being on Rumble. So if I get time and I go in and change it, then you'll be able to see it on Rumble. Need more people to see it on X anyway. And on that note, I am out of here. So I'll hit this one, and that will end that.